Well, it's not a secret that the second season of The Last of Us was not as beloved as the first season. The same can be said about the games too. I am one of those people that did not like the story of the second game, but wanted the second season of The Last of Us to make the story work. I really, really did. But it's it's a goddamn shame right now what they did with the second season. With the second season, I've already made a review for that specific season. It's on my channel now. If you want to go ahead and watch it, I'll put up like a little like link right here. But this video focuses on why this season failed, right? And for one, it's because they try to cater to its message of revenge bad when it's impossible in a fucking apocalypse. Like I don't get what they are doing. It's like I don't know, right? I did see some clips of like, like one of the directors or whatever, like seemingly like trying to water things down and not want like more of the intense crazy shit that would probably happen in a goddamn apocalypse to show up in the show. It's pretty cringe, right? um it's like a lot of like this season has just watered down everything that makes the story of the game interesting and intense and just that contributes to Ellie's downfall, right? The biggest thing that they destroyed in the show is Ellie's competence because she is so fucking dumb and she is so goddamn useless in the show. It's goddamn baffling, right? The show, this specific season in particular, has failed many lovers of the first season, lovers of the second game, but this season does have its fan base and support, but definitely not gonna be enough to carry the show, right? So that's a big shame, and they may want 3 to 4 seasons or whatever to finish off the story, but if HBO is like no, like this is not pulling in the numbers you guys promised, they'll pull the fucking plug. They don't fucking care, right? If the numbers aren't reaching what they're supposed to be, they'll pull the plug on this shit, right? But maybe there's a contract, but I don't know, I'm getting way too off topic. There has been plenty of factors that were going against the season, but holy fuck, they could have definitely made this season better if they have just followed more of, the game's like tone and themes and seriousness. People would have enjoyed this season a lot more, right? The first season had Pedro carrying the show, and with the direction the show had kept the edge the duo had to deal with on their way to Salt Lake City, and they kept the events pretty much closely to the games, right, for the most part, and kept that impact, right? While in this season, the second season, they didn't keep that impact the games had. Like the death of Joel was just an ultimate sign of what's to come because they lowered the traumatic nature of how much they beat the shit out of Joel to death, and this seems to be like the theme of the entire season, which is fucking sad, right? The watered down story, the mischaracterization of characters because of the one character, Ellie, of course, is so fucking dumb and incompetent. This shifts the characters around her to fit the narrative they're trying to mold, right? Like Dina being the more competent partner of the two because Ellie was too fucking stupid to actually bring essentials on a trip. Like she hasn't done it before. Like why didn't they have it to where they're both like competent and complete, like they're both sentences, their thought processes, they're best friends for fuck's sake. They should have like this sort of like synergy, right? But we didn't really see that. Dina is out here putting together supplies, routes, the way out of Jackson. And, we see, Joel protecting her no matter what. I mean, that's Joel, of course. Jesse being relegated to babysitting her, I guess. Tommy babying her, and her always being saved by plot armor. And, without her having any believable survival skills shown to us, it makes the plot armor that much more noticeable and sad to see. And honestly, the sad part is that this season has Bella, who at some point I can't even blame for how shit this season has been. Because, like, even if they had a perfect casting, the dialogue and shit that Ellie would do and say just makes her so much hateable than the game Ellie. And just that mindset alone of Ellie just makes it so just worse. Just makes everything fucking worse. Like the fact that in the show in this season she said fuck the community shows how much she does not care for anyone else, and that's just a shame because again because Game Ellie's whole ideology in is avenging someone she loves so much, and she would do anything for her loved ones, like anything. She would go ahead and hunt somebody down to the ends of the earth to go ahead and avenge them, right? Because she loved them so much. But in this quest to do so, she ends up losing everybody. And I know they're trying to do like a variation of that here, but she is so unlikable, and they made it so she doesn't seem like she cares about anybody else but herself, which is a big goddamn red flag, right? The reason why people will like put up with, like care about her, loves her, is that, she may be like a little bit, she may be like stoic and like a little bit more crash and like, to the point and, no filter a little bit, right? But, they know that she loves them. They know that she cares for them. They know that she would go ahead and do anything for them, right? But in this show, they made her come across as somebody who just wants to do what she wants to do, and that's it. Like if she wants to go ahead and leave out, leave out and do whatever the fuck she wants, that's what she's going to be. She doesn't consider anybody else's feelings at all, right? She doesn't consider any sort of duty or honor or trying to go ahead and any responsibility. She doesn't care about that in this show, which is just a big misstep for them when it comes to characterizing Ellie. It's like the biggest thing I can really say. It's just fucking sad. Like in the show, it's legit, crazy that we don't see like Jesse and Ellie being friends. Like in the game, they were friends, and in the show, they try to like add in this scene of like, Jesse's saying, "Oh, I know if I was out there alone, trying to survive, being hunted down, I know you would go ahead and come find me, Ellie." And Ellie's like, "Yeah, sure, yeah," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Didn't she just like abandon you and Tommy, saying like, "Oh, I would rather do this and not help Tommy out, who's being hunted down right now by the wolves?" And that's a big confliction right there. And at the same time, no matter what, Ellie is being coddled by Tommy and Joel like a child, because she still relatively is one at this point, right? And I don't really see the chemistry with Dina and Ellie. Of course, they are friends, and they can just now fuck around now, I guess. But I don't see that synergy. I don't see that energy of people that care for each other. They may kind of show it here and there with like their actions, but I don't feel that energy, right? Their relationship in the show just didn't feel real. Like I truly didn't give a fuck about if one dies or not, because every time they talk, it's just nothing truly interesting there. So they just make up like Dina's whole origin story for them to talk about, and they talk about like how she confronted her sexuality with her mom, saying no, you just like boys and shit like that. Like who the fuck wants to hear that, right? I'm here for the tense zombie apocalypse story. That type of dialogue and stuff is relegated to like game notes that you see here and there, like in your own little home area, right? I really don't know why they went ahead and put that in there, right? And at the same time, they really didn't get heavily into the revenge aspect of the story, and didn't have Ellie focused on it at all this season, besides like the key specific instances that she needs to lock in, right? Which is unfortunate, right? She for the most part was just reacting to everything and not doing much, and all she did was just run away and run away. There was a lot of running away. The season's failure was written in stone and code, and they really doubled down on this sad, watered down version of the story that is objectively worse than a game. But maybe they are actually going to make the Abby part slap in 2 years, which is in of itself fucking sad and delusional if they think people are going to be sitting here for 2 years waiting for Abby's perspective of everything, which is just, it's fucking insane. It truly is extremely sad that this season failed so many fans, but at least the fans that enjoyed it didn't feel like they wasted their time. So at least there's that. I can't speak. Will I watch the third season? I don't even know what life will be like in 2 years. So We will see. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more and stay safe, healthy mentally, emotionally, and physically. And honestly, just tell me your thoughts on this season. I know I made a review saying the same thing, but like, how do you think The Last of Us Season 2 failed? Let me know in the comments below. See you guys next time. Peace.